I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. Now, Maya Angelou, she was a black and African American woman, and she is a distinguished African American author. Okay. Now, without much discussion, we'll go into what is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. It is the first of her autobiographies. Actually, the poem is a part of her autobiographies that she had written. Okay, it tells her life experiences of the first 7 years of her life, and how noted and how it is something which she had craved for freedom, the kind of difficulties she had gone through. Now, this is one of the forceful and well-known poems with an universal appeal. One of her other poems is Phenomenal Woman. If you all get time, you can read that. Now, the poem gives expression to the feelings of these black Americans, rather of all the oppressed people in the world. Okay. It deals explicitly and implicitly with the problems related to race, gender, slavery, and freedom. Now, what are the themes that we can talk about? Is one is racism, and the other is yearning for freedom and equality. Now, she had herself experienced the worst forms of racial discrimination in America. And therefore, she felt that the black Americans were not as free as they ought to be. And they were denied the basic rights. There were a number of restrictions on them in the society. And they longed for freedom and equality. Now, another theme that we'll talk about is the yearning for freedom and equality. Not only the oppression that has been discussed in the form of the caged bird, but also the yearning, the singing that he sings, the caged bird sings, is the yearning for freedom. They are not satisfied with the kind of life they are leading. Now, the opening stanza, what does it do? It captures the natural beauty of the sunset. The free bird, actually metaphorically refers to the white American, leaps on the back of the wind. That is, he flies and sways with the wind in the evening against the orange sky. I think when the sun sets, the kind of beautiful the sky looks, means enjoys the beauty. He has the right to claim the sky. As he flies, he dips his wings downstream. So it's enjoying freedom, moving without any restriction. Now, here the poet actually makes the readers participate in the delightful experience of freedom of the bird, where there is no restriction. Every movement becomes blissful and joyous. Next, as we move on, the second stanza, the stanza brings in sharp contrast and condition of the encaged bird. His wings are clipped in comparison to the way the wings dip in the downstream for the free bird, and his feet are tied, so he can hardly move in his narrow cage and see through his bars of rage. He is in anger, but is helpless because he's in captivity. He only opens his mouth to sing, but no one can stop him from doing so. Thus, while the free bird can enjoy the full sky, the encaged bird cannot have a glimpse of the sky. So, in other words, a person who feels restricted as a result of any kind of discrimination, prejudice, or powerlessness cannot enjoy the fruits of freedom and equality. He can only yearn for full freedom and struggle for it in different ways. Now, the third stanza. The caged bird here is shown to be afraid of many unknown things. But his fear does not prevent him from from giving expression to his dream of freedom. His voice is heard far and wide as he sings of freedom. Now, here the poet makes it clear that the voice of the oppressed people, their longings and aspirations cannot be suppressed. No fear can stifle this voice. Rather, this voice is now heard in distant countries. Stanza 4. This stanza takes us back to the free bird, making the difference between the two birds starkly clear. What is the difference? The free bird can think of another flight in another breeze, and can enjoy the sighing of trees. He can find his own food. He can claim the full sky as his own, so all the luxuries. So, on the other hand, it is obvious the encaged bird has no such freedom of right. All right, sorry. Stanza 5. Now, there is again a shift to the encaged bird and his helplessness. The bird in the cage stands on the grave of his unfulfilled dreams. As his movements are restricted, he can only cry out like one who had a nightmare. This is a frightening image. A person without freedom can only act abnormally, for the state of captivity is obviously abnormal. I think we can understand that very well in this present scenario when we are all actually encaged in our houses. We cannot go out. So you can feel the kind of longing we have within us so that the situation improves and we can go out. Stanza 6, now this is the repetition of stanza 3. Now it emphasizes again that though the encaged bird has never experienced freedom, he still sings of it. His song is heard now far and wide, and his longing for freedom and equality cannot be distant, as can be heard in distant countries. In other words, the poet feels that the voice of the black Americans cannot be suppressed. They are made for freedom, and despite all restrictions and suppressions, they would not relent and continue to struggle for freedom, which is their birthright. So this is actually what the poem is basically talking about. Now we'll go into a bit of a critical analysis of the poem. Now, for example, the title. The title of the poem, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, is apt, is very appropriate, as it deals with the theme of the poem. The caged bird is used as a metaphor for the black American or for the oppressed person. The poet reflects the miserable plight of those who are denied freedom and equality. The caged bird, unlike the free bird, metaphor for a white American, can only sing and dream of freedom. His wings are clipped and feet are chained. How can he move? The feelings of the encaged bird are vividly presented by the poet. Thus, the title of the poem is suggestive and as well as appropriate. Now, there are autobiographical overtones. I think the beginning of my explanation has started that this poem is autobiographical. Why? Now, Maya Angelou herself, a black, faced all kinds of discrimination in the South and elsewhere during her life. The cage in her poem is associated with racism, sexism, insecurity, poverty, and abuse. These discriminatory forces continued to make her feel inferior. She could not achieve what her white counterparts could with similar circumstances and opportunities. Like the encaged bird, she was angry. She could do little like the encaged bird in his narrow cell, but she voiced her resentment and longed for freedom. In the poem, singing is all her bird can do. The poet hoped that the voice of the oppressed would be heard far away, as it can never be suppressed. We are reminded, when we read this, reminded of the lines from Dunbar's Sympathy. I know why the caged bird beats his wing till its blood is red on the cruel bars. Okay, this is another poet who has also talked about a similar scenario. You can go back and read Dunbar's Sympathy and see that the same kind of analysis is done over there. Now, another theme we can talk about is a universal appeal. Now, it is important to read Angelou's poem in the broader context. Even though the context of the poem relates to the state of the black Americans in the wake of stark racial discrimination practiced by the whites, the metaphor of the caged bird is applicable to all those who are denied equal rights and opportunities to grow. A person belonging to the backward stratum of life, or a woman or a laborer, feels as much restricted and oppressed as the caged bird. His struggle takes many forms, sometimes becomes violent. Sadly, the free bird has his own sphere to operate and has no time or inclination to help the encaged bird. Now, some of the literary styles that has been used is metaphor. Now, the two obvious metaphors used in the poem are the two birds. The caged bird is the metaphor for an African American, while the free bird is the metaphor for a white American. The contrast between the states of these birds reveals the unpleasant plight of the caged bird and is used to make the reader aware of the tragic story of the oppressed. Now, the poet has used some objects of nature as symbol, like the sun, the wind, the hills stand for freedom, power, and glory. Only the free bird can enjoy these things, which are purposely denied to the caged bird. Now, there is a sighing tree, which is actually a personification, where the tree has been given the attribute of sighing, and the movement that it is making, the sound that it is making, is given the personified as giving the sighing, the word sighing, which is actually a human attribute. Now, there are imageries, obviously, there are many beautiful images which convey the idea of freedom and repression beautifully. In the first stanza, the flight of the free bird in the evening sky is a beautiful visual image, as is the image of the caged bird in his clipped wings and tied feet in the second stanza. So by this we come to the end of the summary, the analysis and the critical analysis and the literary devices of the poem, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Thank you.